Hi everybody. So this week has been another busy week. We're shooting on Saturday the 3rd of October, which is next Saturday, our first proper shoot day. So that'll be really good, and in preparation for that we've been feeding really heavy, spinning really heavy, and today we've just been out and pegged out the drives just to double check that we're clear on where everyone's going to stand. There's plenty of birds about. We've got a good team of guns coming. There are still some young birds, so they will need to be selective when they're shooting them. So I'll take you for a ride around the drives now and show you some of the pegs that we've put out. So we're just down at one of the drives that we call the Navvy. Nobody's seen this one yet. We're just out pegging out today. It's been a bit of a horrible weekend. Absolutely chucked it down yesterday, and it's blowing a gale today. So we're shooting on Saturday. We've got a team of 8 guns coming. This is one of our main drives. It's a really good drive. So Mark's just going to knock these pegs in, and then we have a shoot card and a peg number that we've bought, some weatherproof ones that we're just going to staple to the peg so that when the guns come they know where they're stood. So we're shooting 8 guns, we're going to knock 8 pegs in here. This will be number 8. This will be number 8. The guns will pick the number in the morning, and we shoot left to right, move up 3. So if you pick peg 1 in the morning, you'll be shooting peg 1 on the first drive, peg 4 on the second drive, just keep moving up 3. There we have it, number 8. So we've got all the Navvy pegged out now. We're stood on peg 1, and on a shoot day we'll bring all this block of game cover back towards the guns. So there's number 1 there, number 2 is down there. Mark's just going to walk to number 2 and just show you how far away the guns are going to be apart. And we've got 2, 3, 4 on the corner, and then all the way back up to the top we've got number 8. The idea will be the beaters will come in through this top end, and they will drive the birds back this way. Now we will need a flank on this side and a flank on that side, keeping the birds nipped up tight in the middle. So I'm now on peg 1, Mark's now on peg 2, so that's about the distance that all our pegs are apart. So when a bird comes out and flushes out the cover, comes between me and Mark, it's either of us. Obviously if anything comes out to the left, I've now got a gun stood on my left, so that would be mine. And generally speaking, people just tend to manage that fairly well between themselves on a driven day shoot. So that's the Navvy all pegged out, ready for Saturday. Just about to peg out in the rigs, just where we showed you last week, but while we were out pegging out there's a lot of birds that are wandering about, so we're just going to go push these back into our game cover. We've just pegged out in the rigs, showed you the rigs last week, so we're halfway down the game cover now, looking at the other side. So we've got peg 1 there, and then it goes peg 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 under the big oak tree, 7 and 8 are in the other grass field. So the idea will be that we will bring everybody in down this top end. All the birds will be pushed with some pressure on the left hand side to stop them breaking back out, and we'll drive them back out of here. The flush point's probably in line with where we are now, and we'll send them out over them guns there. So there should be some good birds come out of there. On Saturday, as well as making sure that everybody has a really good day shooting and we put loads of birds over everybody, one of the things that I'll be doing, it's a really important job, I'll be picking up. So I'll be picking up with my dog Roman. There he is. And I just thought that I would show you the things that we'll be taking with us on Saturday, ready for us picking up. So the first thing that you're going to need is a well-behaved dog. So this is Roman. This will be his second full season. Last year we spent just a bit of time just sat watching shoots. We did a little bit of picking up, but it wasn't a great deal, just to get him used to it all. But now he's trained as such, if there is such a thing as a fully trained dog. He now just needs some experience. So Roman will be coming with us and we stood picking up. He's a lovely dog, 2.5 years old now, so this will be, like I say, his second season. I'm sure he'll do a great job. Right, come on, out. So things that we're going to take with us for Roman, we're going to take 2 leads, just in case we lose one, which quite often happens if you're anything like I am. A whistle and a spare whistle, again, just in case you lose one, which happens fairly often. We're going to take him a towel, just to make sure if he gets wet we can dry him before we put him back in his box. And we're going to take a ball, just a plastic ball, and some water. We always have a litre, or 5 litres of water, that is. We always have 5 litres of water with us. So we transport Roman in a DT box, fully lockable, drain plug in the bottom there so that you can drain it out if it gets a bit smelly. It's just got some bedding in there. There's a solid partition. You can get a couple of Labradors in each side. So things that I'll be taking for me will be a pair of good boots. I'll make sure they've got some laces in there just at home drying at the minute. I'll take a couple of coats, so I'll take a waistcoat, something a bit lighter weight, big pockets, be ideal for early shooting. So 3rd of October is probably going to be quite warm, or hopefully it's going to be quite warm. But by the same score, I'll also take a big coat just in case it does get windy or rainy. If it's anything like this last weekend, it was absolutely terrible, and there's nothing worse than just being stood there in the pouring rain and the howling wind, being absolutely freezing cold. So this is it was fairly expensive, but it's a good coat. This is a Beretta coat. I wear this for shooting as well. Good big pockets to get things in. Old Faithful, I'll be taking Old Faithful with me. Always take a good hat. That one's probably only got about 10 seasons left in it before I need to buy a new one. And I also take with me a couple of pairs of waterproof over trousers. Now there are trousers that you can buy that are, you know, outdoor trousers, country trousers that are waterproof, but I do prefer to just wear over trousers. I take 2 pairs just in case it gets really wet or we get really muddy. Anything can happen. You slip over or tear a pair. You don't want to ruin your day shooting or picking up in this case. I take a stick, just a standard thumbstick. I've had this a lot of years, just for helping over rough and uneven ground. Also if it gets muddy, I've got a couple of spare sticks in there and a couple of spare leads as well, just in case. And then these 3 things are the final things really. So first thing here is a game carrier. This one's not had much use, so this is just a single one. You can get a double one which has got a fork on each side like that, so you'd have 2 of them. And basically once you've got a bird that's been picked up, to carry them you put its head through this bit and its neck slides down that bit, so its head will be on one side and its body will be on the other, and you can stack the birds on top of one another. You might get 6 birds in each side of that, so 12 birds, but there'll be some weight in 12 birds with that, so you then put that over your shoulder to carry it, and it just helps distribute the weight a bit easier. Now don't be fooled on a serious shoot. If you're going out and shooting 100 150 birds, good game carriers are absolutely essential. You could be coming off a drive with 30-40 birds. There's only 2 you're picking up, that could be 20 a piece. There's some serious weight in 20 full-grown pheasants, so it's hard work. There's nothing worse, nothing more frustrating than when you see people picking up and you've got birds stuffed in pockets and heads that have fallen off, and it's just really inappropriate and not particularly respectful. So for the sake of 5 or 6 quid, you know, you can treat the birds right, and it's food at the end of the day, and it's important that it's handled like food, so we can hang them all up nice and tidy and they're easier to carry. The other thing, as a picker up, you will definitely need one of these. So this is a Priest. It doesn't have to be like this one. They do them in wood, they do them in metal, they do various different types, various different sizes, but basically this is for humanely dispatching injured birds. So as a picker up, your priority all the time will be picking injured birds first. So mid-drive, if a bird gets hit hard but isn't dead, that will be when you send your dog. The dog's going to bring it back. Obviously it's going to have some life still left in it. Your priority is to dispatch the bird as quickly and as efficiently as possible, and these are really useful for it. So you would hold the bird appropriately and just give it a short, sharp tap on the back of the head, and that would dispatch it. So this one hasn't had any use yet, but I will be taking it with me on Saturday. And finally, this is just something that I carry. Now, it doesn't have to be a multi-tool, but the important thing is the wire cutting facility on the back of these. Now, this is something that I only really thought about 12 months ago. I was talking to somebody. There was a dog that had got on a shoot day, got stuck in some wire on a fence, and the dog was there for quite some time because nobody had anything on them that could suitably cut through the wire. And they do have the wire cutting on the back, but I will be taking them with me just for that wire cutting facility. So for the sake of £4 or £5, you could buy a pair of cheap wire cutters that would do the job and could potentially save a lot of problems for yours or somebody else's dog. And that's everything that we're going to be taking. So I hope you found that useful, and we'll put it all into action on Saturday. Get up. And that's it for this week. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. You can also visit us on Facebook by just typing in the search bar @SportingSituations. If you have any suggestions for any future content or any questions about anything you've seen in any of our videos, then just drop it in the comments below.